Welcome back to the Elite Circle podcast. It is the perfect day to be digging into this topic because right now it is about minus 25 degrees Celsius in Toronto with the wind. And while it is sunny out, it feels just torturous to leave the house. It's hard to go for a walk, to start the car. I don't know about you, but when it's this cold out, all I really want to do is hunker down. And so, what better way to really get into the topic that I want to really drive home for you, which is that we really need to define what hard means. And hard can mean going for a walk when it's minus 25 degrees out with the wind. Hard could be starting your car or sitting in it for 5 minutes to get it warm enough to go hit the gym. Hard can mean not, maybe run towards comfort food and sitting on the couch watching Netflix all day. Hard could be having hard conversations. And I feel this right now personally because I am sitting here in a fuzzy sweater and fuzzy socks. And typically, I like to dress up for work. And I know that I work from home and people only see me from the top up. But I truly do feel that when I dress a certain way, I react a certain way. And I'm the CEO of my company. I lead a team. I like to look professional. But here I am sitting in a fuzzy sweater because I'm cold as fuck. And it feels hard. It feels hard today to get my workout in. It felt hard to take Rosie for a walk. It felt hard to sit down and get to work. And when I sat down and started recording this podcast, I got super fucking excited because what better way to redefine what hard means? And so I say this a lot in our FFW community is that nobody's here because we think that it's going to be easy. Nobody comes to me and they're like, hey, Lise, I want to lose 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds. I want to change my life, optimize my hormones, feel really good about myself. And I think that shit's going to be easy. No one has ever said that to me. And I highly doubt anyone is going to say that to me. But people always say, this shit feels hard. And then when they get started, I would say about 30 to 40% of women that we deal with, and probably you will feel the same, will feel like they want to quit within the first month. Why? Because it feels hard. And likely this is where you've stopped in the past at that 30-day mark or after the 21-day mark. And that's typically because motivation is really fleeting and it lasts 7 to 21 days. So after that 21-day mark, you're hitting 21 to 30, you're just like tapping out. You're like, fuck this shit. It is hard. I am out. Life shouldn't be so hard. It shouldn't be so hard to do the things I want to do. It shouldn't feel so hard to reach the goals I want to reach. But here's the problem. And the message I want to drive home today is that we need to redefine what hard means because we all knew that this was going to be hard. We just didn't know it was going to be this hard. Okay, so let's go into, I'm going to flash back into my university days. I went to high school and from high school, let me actually backtrack a little bit. I went to a private elementary school. I went to a Hebrew school and so it was private education. We were in school till 4:30. I had 10 subjects every day and it was hard for me. I wasn't the brightest student and I struggled a lot because I was learning 3 languages, obviously English, Hebrew, and then French as well. We learned French in Canada. And so I was just really struggling. And then when I got to high school and was a public high school, it was easy as fuck. I was like getting straight A's because I was already well groomed for studying, for having long days, for putting in the time. I kind of redefined what hard was academically up until grade 8. So when I hit grade 9, it was super easy. And at the time we had 5 years of high school. So we had grade 9 through 12 plus 1 more year of OAC, which they then wiped. So anyways, point being that I was a straight A student, made the honor roll, did all the things. And I really wanted to go into journalism. Originally, I was on our radio station. So I went to Earl Haig High School. Shout out to all the Hagers out there. And I did the Earl Haig radio. And I was like, "Good morning, Earl Haig. Today is a regular day 1 on your timetable. Please stand for the playing of our national anthem." I love to do that shit, and I wanted to write, and I wanted to be on the radio. I wanted to do all those things. And the last second, I decided to switch into kinesiology and health sciences. So I ended up studying in university kinesiology and health sciences because someone had actually told me, hey, if you're not 100% sure you want to be a writer and a journalist, do not go into journalism because when you graduate, you will know nothing but that. Okay, so that's me. I went into kinesiology and health sciences. I was always really obsessed with the body. From a dancing background straight into the gym at 14, I started to become obsessed with how the body worked, how the body moved. So this felt more authentically me. So I'm in kinesiology. It is day one. There's 1,000 people in my Kin 101 class. Professor says, look left and right. One of you will not be here by the end of this semester. They kick out 50% of people because everybody thinks it's gym, and it's hard as fuck because it's science-based. So I am loving it. I'm doing awesome in all my science classes. And I take a writing class, okay? And I'm thinking, I'm going to fucking just kill this writing class because I know how to write. I did so well in high school, and I get a 34% on my first writing assignment, okay? And you can imagine my ego, because here I am thinking, like, I still have this writer in me, this journalist in me. I can put words together. I can present myself well. And my professor is like, you're writing for high school. This is university. Welcome to the next level. So what I had to do there was redefine what hard was, because hard for me in high school looked very different than hard for me in university. And I really struggled. And it wasn't until I was like, all right, what do I need to do now to redefine hard? So hard for university meant writing as a university student. I didn't know how to do that. I had to, ask for help, write and rewrite again so I can get to the level that actually hard was for university. And yes, I graduated with honors there as well and made the dean's role. So we're good there academically. But my point being was that was the first time in my life that I really had to redefine hard. Okay, let's use another example here. Let's say you're learning how to cook. Like, I don't know, you live at home with your parents and all of a sudden you are in college, university, you move out, you become a mom, and like all of a sudden you've got to cook for your family and you're like, how the fuck am I going to make dinner? And it is hard. And you all of a sudden are very thankful for your mom or your dad, whoever like made food, did your laundry. You're like, this shit is hard. Like adulting just sucks sometimes, right? So I remember when I first learned how to cook, I thought I was going to just poison everybody. And by the way, to this day, if you had to food poison anybody, I mean, it could happen, but hasn't happened yet. But I remember thinking it is so hard. Well, what made it easier? I practice. I've made a lot of shitty foods over the years. I've made a lot of good foods over the years, getting feedback from what's really good, repeating those things. I've had to redefine that. What was hard before isn't hard anymore. And you might experience that in your career. Think about where you are in your job right now. Chances are, where you are in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, you either are in a career or you're about to retire from a career. And maybe you've reinvented yourself, or like me, you started your own business a little bit later in life, and it was hard. And you had to really, really go down a level to learn and relearn. And what you thought was hard before isn't hard anymore. Okay. So like if let's say, I don't know, you're an accountant or you're a lawyer. And I mean, I don't know law or accounting, but if I were to try to do your job, it would be fucking hard for me. And I'd probably fail within an hour. And you would say, well, it's not that hard. Okay. Here's another example. I remember when I ran half marathons. I ran like, I don't know, 4 or 5, 6 half marathons. And I just thought I could never run a full marathon because that shit is hard. And I ran a half marathon, then I ran a 30K, and I'm just like, I could do 30K, I could do 42, it's 42 or 44 kilometers. I was like, I could probably do that, but that's so fucking hard. And I had someone that said to me, and she had done so many marathons and Ironmans at the time, and she said to me, it's not really hard. As long as you train for it, you can really do anything. And she actually said, anyone can do it, really. Like if anyone just trains long enough, you can do it. And I thought, oh, I just have to challenge my heart. And I remember when I crossed the finish line of my marathon thinking, holy fucking shit, I did something that I thought I would never be able to do, that I felt was so hard at the time, and I've done it. Imagine what else I can do. So my point here is that that right now, wherever you are in your life, perimenopause, menopause, making changes to your physique, you're going to think it's hard. It is hard. I don't want to take that away from you. It is hard because you think that what you're doing, is the right thing for you. There's a lot of information out there, so it's confusing as fuck. What should you do? Coffee, no coffee, protein, how much protein? Like it is a lot out there. And then you're likely leaning on false evidence that it's not going to work because after the 30-day mark, you've quit because you're just like, I'm tapping out. It's so hard. But what if at that 30-day mark, instead of tapping out, you said, yeah, this is actually what hard feels like. Hard isn't starting, because starting is easy. Hard is keep going. Hard is 30 days plus. Hard is stepping on the scale and seeing the weight go up and getting off it and keep fucking going. Hard is getting up at 5 a.m. when it's minus 25 degrees out and it's freezing and your heat broke in your house, and getting into your freezing cold car that has a broken door and driving to the gym. That shit's fucking hard. What else is hard, and how do you need to redefine it? What you think is hard might not be hard anymore. And so, what I want you to do is redefine what hard means for you. Think of that 30-day mark. Or, if you're pushing, let's say at the gym and you're doing 10 reps, I can guarantee you, if I was with you, I could pull out another 2 to 3, reps easily out of your tank just by getting in there and being like, do it. One more. That is hard. That's where that redefinition of hard really needs to come from. And if you can take this mindset and shift it into your macros, your nutrition, your environment, your friendships, your relationships, your career, your children, whatever it is that you're struggling with, I am telling you, you are going to level up, because the difference between those who keep going and those who quit is the redefining of hard. All right. I hope that this resonates with you. I would love for you to just leave me a review here. Let me know how this lands. And listen, if you have any more suggestions of what you want to hear or see on this podcast, go ahead and drop them in the comments below. If you want to watch me, you're more of a visual learner, you can go ahead and catch me on YouTube. And then I have linked all the ways that you can reach me below, including reaching me to talk more about how we can help you in our FFWE program and our 90-day hormonal renewal. Until the next time.